was selling a practice recently. My client did not have a renewal option in his lease. He'd been in this building for 30 years, the landlord was a nice enough fella, but the lease no longer had renewal provisions. So come time to sell the practice, there was only about a year and a half remaining on the premise lease. Well, in today's world, financial institutions need to see, in Canada, a 10-year lease, and they will give the buyer a 10-year financing term. Well, we approached the landlord and said, as a condition of the sale of this dental practice, we need another 8.5 years or even 2 additional 5-year renewal terms, giving the tenant at least 10 years tenancy. He had secured 10-year financing, everything would be fine. The landlord said, no, I'm not going to give it to you. And my client, the dentist, and I said, but this is a perfectly good building, you have no reason to take it down. This has been a very loyal tenant of yours for 30 years, he's never missed a rental payment. The landlord just said, no, I'm not going to give it to you. So the purchaser, in his wisdom, and his accountant argued that if they can't renew the lease, they're not going to pay for the leasehold improvements, and because of the potential to move the practice exists, they want to hold back $200,000 against the goodwill purchase. Oddly enough, my client agreed to this, and then a year and a half later, the landlord gave him another 5-year lease. We triggered a clause in the sale that said if you get an extension of 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever it is, we get a certain portion of that goodwill paid, and we get a certain portion of the value of the leasehold improvements at the time of sale. I ended up getting my client about another $150,000, and if another renewal term should come about 4 years from now, we're going to get some more money. So just because you don't have renewal options in your lease, and if your landlord just won't renew them, give you those renewals, it doesn't mean you can't get the value out of your practice. This is one of the things that brokers do to help you extract the value, and sometimes it can be complicated. That's why some dentists need to hire a broker. I'm Timothy Brown. My book is called Profitable Practice. This tip and more are included in this book, ProfitablePracticeBook.com. Thanks.